You're listening to Just Hit Play with your hosts, Peter and Nick Cabral. If you're tired of your stagnant, streamed music feed, then strap yourselves in for an intergenerational sonic journey through Peter and Nick's favorite songs.
Welcome to episode 176 of Just Hit Play. I'm your host, Peter. With me is my co-host, Nicholas. Nicholas, you're in a brand new studio.
I am. I'm in a brand new studio. The acoustics might be a tad bit different. I just moved over the past week with my girlfriend Charlotte. So we're in a brand new place.
How did the move go? Sorry, let me say that again. How did the move go? That makes more sense.
Yeah, it's going well. It's still ongoing. Everything is moved, but there's still stuff to unpack, which is an ongoing process. But everything has been pretty smooth so far, I have to say.
Yeah,
it feels nice to have all the furniture in and all our belongings in the same house now.
Yeah, moving is the absolute worst. I hate it so much.
Yeah, it's not fun. It's really, really not fun. I'm just sick of looking at cardboard boxes at this point.
Yeah. You know what? I always find it funny is the hoarding of cardboard boxes you do before, a month prior to the move, where that's all you're doing is trying to find cardboard boxes for the move, and you have your eye out for cardboard boxes.
Yeah, you're letting people know. Oh, hey, if you've got any cardboard boxes, save them for me.
Yeah, it's so sad. And how's your neighbors? Have you met any neighbors? Are they nice? What's the story there?
Yeah, so the people in the unit next to us, they seem really nice. They're a couple in their mid-30s, I'd say.
Yeah.
Seem very, very chill. They've got a young 3-year-old, but they sit out on in the porch every night and smoke a joint after putting the kid to bed. So I think they're a pretty chill couple.
Is your commute to work longer or is it shorter?
It's much shorter. I now have a 20-minute walk to work.
That's
and
nice.
Before it'd be a 40-minute transit journey.
Yeah.
So I'm getting a little more sleep. I get home earlier.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. I basically just have to walk down Queen Street to St. Mike's now. So it's quite nice.
What people wouldn't understand if they haven't grown up in Canada, so you're in Toronto and I'm in Brisbane, Australia. What people don't realize is if you grow up in Canada, especially Toronto, in the winter time, there are tunnels that go from Union Station almost quite far down. So you could literally get off the train and not see the sun or the sky because you can get in an elevator from the underground and you can just walk and walk and walk for miles under the city because it's so cold sometimes that that's what everyone does. They just go through the tunnels. Is there a tunnel that you can take to go to work, or are you pretty much on the street?
Sadly not. But what I could do if it's really bad weather out is I could walk to a subway station. It's only about 5 minutes away.
Yeah.
And take the subway to 3 minutes walk from the subway to work into work.
Okay.
So
but a 20-minute.
It's a bit roundabout. I'll have to go around to Union and up. It's a little out of the way, but it saves me from being outside if it's bad weather. So all in all, it's a pretty good situation I'm in now. The location's great. It's a much better house apartment. It's not a shitty student apartment. It's actually nice and renovated, and there's a dishwasher and air
That's
conditioning.
important. Yeah.
So it's very important stuff.
And you guys are going through a bit of a heat wave, so I'm guessing the air conditioning has come in handy.
It's very nice. It's very, very, very nice. Yeah. So all is well.
Oh, good. Well, I hope it continues to go well as you continue to unpack. I'm glad you finally have Wi-Fi because we missed last week because you were down.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have the modern conveniences again.
It is.
Fantastic. All right. Well, you're going first this week, so why don't you tell us about the artist that you got me to listen to?
So I decided that I wanted to do a little segment, a stretch of episodes on the show where I got you to listen to some one-hit wonders, some specifically hip-hop one-hit wonders, even more specifically from the mid-2010s on, because I think that's it was a really, really fun and interesting, we can say, era in hip-hop music. You had SoundCloud rap coming around in this time. It was a lot of interesting stuff happening. So around the same time I was coming up with this idea, I saw Lil Yachty open for Tyler the Creator at a concert, and he performed Broccoli by Dram, featuring, of course, Lil Yachty. So, Darren, why don't you just hit play on Broccoli?
Ain't no telling what I'm finna beyond. Hey, hey, I'm beyond all that fuck shit. Hey.
Hey lil' mama, would you like to be my sunshine? Nigga, touch my game, we gon' turn this shit to Columbine. Ice on my neck cost me 10 times 3. $30,000 for a nigga to get free. I just hit Rodeo and I spent like 10 G's.
Okay, so Broccoli, Dram, Lil Yachty. What did you think of this song?
Thank heavens for Little Yachty.
Yeah, you like Lil Yachty more on this song?
Yeah, who is it? Dram? Dram, is that the guy who was rapping first?
No, that's Lil Yachty.
That's
Dram does all the singing. He does the hook.
so Little Yachty is the one who did all the rapping at the beginning.
Yeah, like the monotone, like rapping.
Right, then let me change that. Thank God for the other guy.
Yeah, thank God for Dram, right?
Yeah, because I don't know, I found it was so boring and so monotone, and there was just no urgency to it, and it was just really boring. So I liked the second part of it. I thought in two parts the song was so much better as a group rather than the first half. And I liked the piano bit. I thought the melody was really, really good, and I can see why it was a hit because it's bouncy, it's light. I just hated the first part. I thought that rapper was so boring. So yeah, it was that Little Yachty. I don't like Little Yachty.
I think this song succeeds in spite of Lil Yachty more than anything else.
Yeah.
And this song would have come out basically in the first year of Lil Yachty being active as a rapper.
Okay.
So he has gotten much, much better in the 9 years since. His music has improved. And it's funny, like when he played this song live, like as soon as it started, everyone in the crowd lost their minds, right? Because it was a huge song. This was like, we're talking like it peaked at number 5 on the Billboard charts type of song. So very, very big song. The crowd lost their minds. Everyone's singing along for the hook, the like drums part, everyone's singing, and then Lil Yachty's part starts and everyone just goes silent. And like he's the one actually performing the song.
Yeah.
Just like play drums part, and yeah, just dead silent during Yachty's part. So I think the song succeeds in spite of Lil Yachty.
Yeah, I think even Drum, like the vocal style was a little bit of Motown. He was having a little bit of soul in his voice. I thought his vocal performance was, for a hip hop song where vocals really sometimes aren't necessary unless you have something like a female singer coming in. Like I'm thinking of what was that P. Diddy song he did with Every Breath You Take? Was it Biggie's wife? But I can't remember her name. Faith Evans, is that her name?
Yeah.
Yeah, so great voice, and usually that's where vocals sort of play a role in songs, just to sort of cover it in and just add a little bit of dimension. But his voice was lovely. I thought he was a really good singer, and then, like I said, I liked the piano part. I just did not like the Lil Yachty.
So, yeah, I agree with you. I think Dram is actually a really, really good musician, and it's sad. I'm really saddened by the fact that he was essentially a one-hit wonder. I'll actually be kind and give him a 2-hit wonder. He had a song called Cha Cha that came out in 2015, a year before this, that was actually pretty big as well. Okay. But he was literally just a 2-hit wonder, and it's very, very sad to me. His debut album that came out after Broccoli, fantastic, like genuinely really, really good. He had a wide range of sounds. He had like radio hits like this, but then he had some really soulful R&B cuts. He showcased so much talent on that album. And then his career just fizzled out. It's really too bad.
I wonder if he made enough money from that one hit, because if we look at the two artists where I got you to listen to Eddie Grant in mine, where that was his biggest hit, back in the day where there was a monetary value to how many records you sold, it's much easier to make it was much easier to make money, and there was a sort of direct line to your records sold in your contract to how much money you made. Now I find it so confusing, and who makes money, and how much do you make from streams, that I wonder how, if he would release that song, say like 30 years ago when there was money in music, if he would have been set for life. And I wonder what his life is like now, even though he had such a big hit, but probably didn't make as much money as he could have made, I guess, if he had released it earlier. Does that make sense?
It totally does, because I was even thinking that, like, I wonder how he's doing, right? Like, does he have enough money to like live a comfortable life? Because, like I said, like he released an album, as far as I'm aware, a year ago, and he released one in like 2020, 2021, but neither of them really did much in terms of sales. And I did a bit of digging just to see, like, could I learn anything about what happened to Dram? And so in 2017, shortly after the song, his debut album, he went on tour with Travis Scott and Kendrick Lamar. And I actually saw that tour in Toronto.
Okay. Yep.
Dram opened up for Travis, who opened up for Kendrick. And apparently on that tour, he got a little too far into the tour lifestyle, by which I mean drugs and alcohol. And sadly, he ended up having to go to rehab in like 2020. Right. His family had an intervention with him, and he had to go to rehab. And so I think that I have a sneaking suspicion that may have played a part.
Yeah, and that tale is old as time. There was a hip hop artist from the 90s, MC Hammer, that made so much money, and he wasted so much money that he had to file for bankruptcy. Like, I guess it's hard when you're probably not a very rich person, and all of a sudden truckloads of money coming in, and everyone sort of comes on the ride for you. And there's an entourage. I think MC Hammer had an entourage of like 40 people or something that were all in the payroll. So yeah, it's good. And they add drugs and alcohol to that. It's crazy what happens to your money once that starts pouring in.
Yeah, it's a shame. And he came out of rehab, and he tried changing his name. He changed his studio name to Shelly, FKA Dram. He tried doing a Prince gimmick, and then released like just a straight R&B album under that name. And I listened to it when it came out. I thought it was pretty good, but I've never really gone back to it. And that's it.
Do we know what Dram means? Because I'm thinking of Dram to me would be like a little drink that someone would have. I think that's much more like an English sort of saying, a little dram of alcohol. Like it means like a little glass of a drink. Do you know what his name means?
So great question. Okay. His name means does real ass music.
Okay. So not the little dram of alcohol.
No, it's because he simply does real ass music.
Right. Okay. That's funny. Okay.
Yeah. He's actually that's the thing. Like he's a funny guy. By all accounts, he's a really good guy.
Good voice.
He always just like gave off good vibes. He's got a good voice. In all the interviews I've seen with him, like comes across as just like a super, super nice guy. And that's why it's a shame to me that he just didn't. His career fizzled out. Like there's no other way to say it than it just fizzled out. And it's sad to see that happen, especially when someone showcases as much talent as Dram does.
Yeah. Well, hopefully his career's not over. And I think the reason I'm saying this is because this is going to play a little bit when we talk about Eddy Grant, that, sometimes careers are long and you can sort of come out of nowhere and revive your career. So hopefully that happens for Dram.
Hopefully. Yeah. So yeah, I'm glad you liked the song, to be honest. I wasn't too sure, but the song comes from the song. Yeah. Okay. You like half the song. I'm glad you like half the song.
Yeah.
Because this song, for people who are just about my age and maybe a bit older, it was absolutely huge.
Yeah,
to be 16 when this song came out in the summer, you're carefree, happy, going to parties, like being in high school. This song just so much nostalgia for this era. so much. And like I said, really fun time in hip hop music. A lot of people were making this happy bubblegum rap that just was so catchy and carefree, and really trying to capitalize on rap status as like the radio genre. So really, really fun, nostalgic time now looking back. So I'm glad you enjoyed half the song.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Yeah, and that's why we started this podcast. As I mentioned in episode 1, I was so tired of the music that I was listening to, and I realized I wasn't listening to any new music. It's nice when you can hear a song that you've never heard before and sort of get into the groove, at least half of the groove, and and get into it. Yeah,
and it's a bit of a history lesson for you.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
this is what the Gen Zers were listening to 10 years ago.
Exactly right. So yeah, it was cool.
Cool. Glad you enjoyed.
Okay.
What do you have for me now?
Okay, so I'm going down a little bit of a rabbit hole myself, where I'm getting you to listen to some earworms from the 80s. And I got you to listen to Eddie Grant and Electric Avenue. So before we get into, was it an earworm for you, Darren? Just hit play. Okay. Tell me, were you singing the chorus to Electric Avenue after you heard the song?
Oh, without a doubt. I love this song. Hand to God, I definitely have heard this many times in my life before, just because it's a great song. And also, funny enough, my favorite sports podcast, it's called Pardon My Take. Mm-hmm. Electric Avenue was like their intro music for years and years. So I've heard this song probably hundreds of times, just by way of it being their intro song that would play at the beginning of episodes. Mm-hmm. And despite all of that, I'm not sick of it. I listened to it a ton the last couple of weeks. I love this song. It's so good. It's so catchy. Yeah. It's got so much meaning to it, which I'm sure you'll talk about. Yeah. So I love this song.
So Eddie Grant is a Guyanese British singer, songwriter, record producer, multi-instrumentalist, known for his genre blending music. So this song has a little bit of ska, as you can imagine, a little bit of reggae, a little bit of Motown. So it's got a little bit of everything. Do you know, I'm going to go off on a bit of a weird thing first off. Do you know who Dunning-Kruger, do you know what Dunning-Kruger is?
Yes, it's the phenomenon, right?
So
the more you know about something, the more you realize you don't know anything.
Yeah, it's the people that know the least think they know more than they actually do. So they pretend they're experts and stuff. But if they actually knew how much they knew, they would know they didn't know anything. But because they know so very little, they think they know more than they do, sort of thing. And I definitely had a Dunning-Kruger moment when it came to Eddie Grant. I always thought that Eddie Grant was more of a one-hit wonder. He had this one song, and that was pretty much it for his career. I couldn't be more wrong. Right? So
really,
Eddie Grant started in a band in 1965. So this song came out in 1983, 82. So he had been around forever before this song came out. And he was in a band. He started a band in England called The Equals, which was a not multi-generational, but what's the word I'm looking for? Where there was a lot of multicultural band. So there was white guys, there was black guys. There was, again, it was a ska-oriented songs, some Motown-oriented songs, and he was the guitar and backup vocalist. And they had a one-hit song. So they had a song called "Baby Come Back," which was a huge hit around the world in 1968, if I remember correctly. So he has had a huge career, and I didn't know any of that. I just know him from Electric Avenue. So that's my fault for not knowing enough about Eddie Grant. And I'm trying not to say Eddie Money because we're doing two Eddies back to back. So I've said Eddie, like when I was typing in my notes, I kept putting Eddie Money in. So I'm trying to not say Eddie Money. I'm trying to stick to Eddie Grant. So that's my problem that I'm trying to deal with during this podcast. Yeah, so he had a huge career, and I had no idea. And again, his career was mostly English based. Obviously, he would have had a lot more hits in England. This was his big North American or big worldwide hit, was Electric Avenue. So yeah, so let me just say that off the bat, huge career I had no idea about.
You know, it takes a big person to admit when they're wrong. So
Yeah,
kudos to you for putting your hand up and saying, I owe Eddy Grant a massive apology because this guy's had a hell of a career.
hell of a career. And even Baby Got Back, I had a chance to listen to it, and I was like, oh shit, I know this song. So yeah, if you haven't heard Baby Got Back, do a YouTube search, listen to The Equals with the song called Baby Can't Come Back. I said Baby Get Back, Baby Come Back. A really, really good song from The Equals back in 1968. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the history of MTV. When MTV started, and there's a famous clip where David Bowie is being interviewed on MTV, complaining to MTV about how all they feature are white artists. And the reasoning behind what the reporter said is like why they feature white artists is because they have to appeal to people in rural America, you know. And he goes, but surely there are black kids in rural America that would be so influenced if you did play black artists. And Eddy Grant exploded on MTV because of David Bowie and Michael Jackson. So Michael Jackson's Thriller album was absolutely huge and was always on MTV. And after that, that's when MTV started playing black artists. And this was on huge rotation on MTV, and it became a #1 hit like around the world, this song.
Okay, so shout out David Bowie, first of all. Yeah, David Bowie's just super based for that.
Yeah.
And yeah, I love that this song helped or that this song achieved that status.
It definitely,
you know, this is such a good song.
Yeah, it definitely influenced other black artists to come on MTV around that time. And, you know, and I was joking with Angie when I was telling her this story, and she goes, well, black people aren't known for music, which we started laughing about because, as you know, like rock and roll R&B it's a black medium. Like it was started by slavery and slaves recording music. So, you know, the black population, African Americans, are responsible for some of the best music that's ever been written. And so to not feature them on MTV for a racist reason is incredible to me. So yeah, the 80s was weird. That's all I can say.
Yeah, you can say that again.
Yeah.
Very, very evident to anyone who like actually like pays attention to music and the history of music, how important the contributions of black people have been throughout the history. Like we'll just say that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And
it's very evident if you're not a racist and like actually paying attention, it's very evident.
Exactly. So let's talk about what Electric Avenue means. So it refers to an area of Brixton where it was the first street market that was lit by electricity in England, in London. Well, Brixton's in London, so that's what Electric Avenue is referring to. And in the sort of late 70s and early 80s, Brixton area was much known for its population of Caribbean immigrants. And unfortunately, in that area, there was a lot of unemployment, a lot of racism, a lot of poverty. And there was a riot in 1981 called the Brixton Riot, where a lot of the community raised up. And this is, you know, the era of Margaret Thatcher and really repressive English conservatism. So this is what the song's about. He wrote it about that sort of moment about Electric Avenue. You know, and if you don't do research into it, I don't think it's very self-evident that it's a riot song. I never got it as a protest song, I guess, growing up as a kid. So it's quite funny that's what it's about.
It's funny you say that because I was about to say that even without that backstory, I kind of pieced that together through maybe just because I've listened to this song so many times.
There you go.
I just like infiltrated my mind and I just understood that this was about like an impoverished area where people like rose up and like
you intuitively
fought
got
for change or something.
Yeah, you intuitively got it where I didn't.
Yeah, well, maybe that just comes down to like you listening to this a lot as a kid and maybe not really processing it fully. I don't know. But
and we're going to talk about something similar. Not the next song I'm going to play you, but the song after that, sort of has a little bit of that because I've known it so long as a kid that I always just knew the song and didn't really think about it too much and what the meaning behind it was. So that's going to become evident not next week, the week after. I'll just say that I'll do a spoiler alert in 2 weeks.
That's a fun teaser.
Yeah. I guess, maybe you're right. Maybe I just knew the song so well that I never actually picked up on anything. That's quite interesting.
Quite interesting.
Yeah. The last thing I'm going to say about this song and Eddie Grant was that in 2020, Grant sued the Donald Trump, who was running for president of the States at the time, who used Electric Avenue during his presidential campaign video. And he won. So Trump used a 55-second clip of this song, and Eddie Grant was not happy. And Trump unsuccessfully attempted to dismiss the suit, saying it was a fair use, and the judge disagreed. And there was an undisclosed sum that had to be paid to Eddie Grant. And Eddie, get that money, man. Like, screw that bastard. So good job on you for suing that son of a bitch. So yeah, good job.
Good job, Eddie. So is Eddie Grant still alive then?
He's still alive, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know why, but I see, that's the other thing. We're both very misinformed on Eddie Grant because I fully thought he was dead.
No, I think he's 77 now. Okay. You know what's really bizarre too? Now that I'm in my late 30s, and when I say late 30, I mean 51. I was a kid when this song came out, so Eddie Grant was just always an old man. And now the fact that I'm 51 and he's 77 is like, oh shit, he's not that much older than I am. It's and as you get older, those 20 years or 25 years don't seem like that much that big of a gap. Do you know what I mean? So that was confronting.
I thought you were in your 30s.
Right. I did say late 30s.
Late 30s. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So let me preface by saying that I'm in my late 30s, very late 30s. So, yeah. There we go. Eddie Grant's still alive. 77, I believe he is. Yeah,
again, can't believe it. I would have told you for sure that he was dead. I don't know why. But I could have told you for sure Eddie Grant, not alive anymore. But I'm happy he is.
Yeah.
I'm happy he is. I don't want to manifest that.
No, absolutely not. And like I said, this song was huge hit around the world. Top 10 hit around the world. So just ubiquitous with the 80s to me. This is just when you think of the 80s, you think of Electric Avenue and Eddie Grant. So there you go.
Yeah, great song. Really, really great song. As I said, I've lived with it for a long time now, being that my favorite podcast plays it every episode. Or they did. They stopped around a year ago. And they didn't say why. So I think maybe there was also some legal situation there. Maybe the podcast had finally been around long enough for him to take notice. And it's a big show. Like it bounces back and forth. Like it's in the top 5 sports podcasts always, like on the charts. So I'm surprised it took so long.
What sports are they? Is it all sports, or do they talk about a specific sport?
I'd say NFL is their biggest, right. And then NBA, bit of NHL, bit of baseball, but during NFL season, they break down every single game, and then they'll just do like headlines from other sports.
Yeah, for someone who's listening who's not American or doesn't live in North America, it's hard to believe how big the NFL is in North America, and in America especially. It just gets dissected so heavily, and there's so many podcasts and TV shows talking about the defensive line of the Chicago Bears. Like they get so in depth and into the weeds. Betting obviously is a huge part of that. You can bet on almost anything in the NFL, but to the point where people in America think that the NFL is the biggest, like the Super Bowl is the biggest game like watched around the world, and more people watch the Super Bowl than anything else. And it's like just in the top 10, like cricket is more watched around the world than the NFL. So there is bias there because they just watch it so much that they think that that is the biggest sport in the world. It's not at all.
It's not
even close.
Yeah, but it's funny, like you said, this podcast literally will like spend like at least 10 minutes per game every week. On the Monday episode, they will spend like 10 minutes per game. It'll be a 3-hour show, and they'll just talk about every single game. And I love it. I listen during football season. I listen Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Like I just can't get enough. So yeah, I'm guilty of it too. I love the NFL.
Did I ever tell you my NFL story here in Australia?
I don't know. Maybe. Tell it.
So I was working at a camera store for a cup of coffee. So my profession in Australia is I'm a photographer, and I thought it would be a great idea because I knew so much about cameras that I would work in a camera store. It wasn't. I hated it. Right. I like taking pictures, but I don't really like selling cameras.
Valid.
Sorry.
That's very valid.
Yeah. And so one day I take a phone call. I'm working at the store and I take a phone call, and it's a guy who's got, I can tell he's Australian, but he does have a bit of an American accent. And he asked me if I had a particular Leica camera in stock. And I was like, yeah, hold on, let me take a look. And I was like, yeah, I have. I think we had 5 or 6 in stock. He goes, okay, I want you to put 2 aside for me. Now, Leica cameras aren't cheap. We're talking like probably $3,000 to $5,000 per camera. So that was in that range, right? I'm like, okay, he's buying 2 cameras. He must have a bit of money. And I don't remember his name. I looked him up afterwards, but I don't remember his name. And then he came into the store, and he was the largest man I've ever seen in my entire life.
Wow.
He was a mountain of, like, we're talking like 6'4", 6'5", like 320 pounds, just like, what's the term? Like built like a brick shit house, right? Just a big man.
Yeah.
And so, and again, he has a bit of an American accent, but also an Australian accent. I was like, oh, why do you have an American accent? He goes, oh, I played college football. And I was like, where? And he goes, oh, Michigan.
Oh,
I was like,
like
Michigan? And he goes, yeah. And I was like, that's like a top tier university college. He goes, yeah. I was like, did you ever play in the NFL? And he goes, yeah. I goes, did you ever win a Super Bowl? And he goes, yeah. So he played for Seattle when they beat the Patriots.
No way. What's his name?
I can't remember. Like, if you look up Australian football player, who played for Seattle Seahawks, you'll find him. But my next guy had a lot of money to spend, and yeah, Super Bowl winner. So there you go.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. That's
so
cool.
I've met a Super Bowl winner.
Not bad. Not bad. You know, Seattle must be known for signing Australians because their punter is Australian.
That's correct. All right, we did take a look. The player was Jesse Williams, and I got it wrong. He played for Alabama, not Michigan, but Alabama, like one of the biggest football
even better
programs in America. So yeah, he's a big man.
Yeah, he was a starter on the 2011 and 2012 national championship winning teams for Alabama, and then won a Super Bowl ring with Seattle. So what a career he's had.
Yeah, I'm just looking at his stats. He's 6'3", 325 pounds. Yeah. And there you go. He went to Cavendish Road, Brisbane, Cavendish Road High School, which is just down the street from me. So yeah, that's where he went to school.
Wow. Yeah, it looks like injuries and health issues kind of derailed his career. So that's too bad.
Yeah, but so I've met a Super Bowl winner.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's my Super Bowl story. What song do you have for me for next week?
Next week, you're going to listen to the song Panda by Designer.
Now, are we still going one hit wonder, or are you deviating from that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
yeah, we are doing super one hit wonders.
Okay. Lovely. So for my song, Nick, there was a question that was sort of asked when we started doing this podcast in one of the first few episodes. And I've been hesitant to bring it up again and to tackle this issue, but I think it's time that we tackle this issue. And it's very important. And it could be very bitter, the podcast for next week. So what we have to ask ourselves, who is the better ocean? Is it Frank or Billy?
Oh, no.
So we're going to listen to Billy Ocean, Get Out of My Dreams, Get Into My Car. That's the song for you for next week. Wow. So we're finally going to figure out which ocean is better. Is it Frank or is it Billy? Because you are a big Frank Ocean fan.
Huge
Frank Ocean fan. So let's find out who's better.
Okay. The man, the myth, the legend, Billy Ocean. I can't wait. I've never heard a Billy Ocean song, but I'm excited to see what he's all about.
Yeah. Again, great 80s song. Another earworm that we're going to listen to. Great track by Billy Ocean. So I'm leaning towards Billy Ocean. So we'll see, what you think.
Okay. I'm hyped.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk about this day in music history. So on this day, August 17th, 2012, 3 members of the Russian feminist punk rock protest group Pussy Riot were sentenced to 2 years in imprisonment after they staged a performance in a Moscow cathedral, the Christ the Savior, in protest, directed the Orthodox Church support of President Putin during his campaign. I love Pussy Riot. We need more protest music, and they are amazing, like not post-punk, but like a pop-punk sort of band. And thank you for Pussy Riot for leading the charge. And we're going to listen to a song called Police State by Pussy Riot. All right, Nick, what are your plans for the rest of the week?
I'm actually going up to a cottage this weekend with some friends, just like an Airbnb cottage rental.
Where are you going?
So yeah, it's a town called Burnt River, basically Kawartha. It's just north.
Okay. I've never been there. I've been to the Kawarthas, but I've never been to that particular town.
Yeah, so very excited for that. It's a group of friends that we're all sort of spread out across the province, so we don't get to really see each other too much. So I'm really excited for this weekend. Should be a lot of fun.
How many friends are going? Is it going to be like 10 or 12, or is it going to be a small?
I think it's about 10 of us. Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
It's a great number for a cottage trip.
Absolutely. Yeah. Are you on the water? Like, do you get to do anything?
Yeah, we've got a dock. We've got some water.
Oh, nice.
So it's all good.
When I was dating this girl years ago, her mother's boyfriend had a cottage, and he invited us up to the cottage. And again, like, I'm talking about like the Muskoka region. And he asked me to, I'm not a handy guy at all. I don't know how to do anything. I can't fix things. I can't patch things. I don't know anything. And like this cottage is right in the lake, exactly like you said. Like there's a dock. You take 10 steps from the cottage, you're in the lake. And he asked me to help him do something on his boat. I can't remember what it was. And at one point, he gave me a bucket, and he goes, "Can you get me a bucket of water?" And I turned to him and was like, "Where's your hose?" And he looked at me. And then he pointed to the lake, and it was like, "The lake is right there." I'm like, right.
Yeah, he got you with that.
Yeah. So, me being the city boy that I am, completely just goes, yeah. I need a hose. I need water. I need a hose. But no, that was my bad. The lake was literally right there. I just had to dip the bucket.
Yeah. You walked right into that.
Yep. So yeah, I love the Muskoka region. It's so beautiful. So I hope you have a great time.
Yeah, I'm excited. Should be good.
Okay. So let's talk about our independent artist this week, who is Kat Thompson. And we featured Kat probably about a year ago now. So we featured her songs before. And she's a wonderful singer from Australia. And we're going to listen to one of her older songs. It's called Be Mine. And the reason we're going to listen to one of her older songs is she has a brand new single coming out in September. So I thought, let's get her some attention and get her some eyeballs and some ear holes for her new song coming out in September. Let's get it some hype for her. So we're going to listen to an older song of hers called Be Mine. And it's a really great track. And I'm very much looking forward to hearing her single. So Darren, just hit play on Kat Thompson. And Nick, we're going to talk next week.
You got it.
Show me the light and I'll show you passion, babe. Put up a fight and I'll give you passion, babe. Baby, I'm telling you, I'm not asking, baby. The best things in life are free. Don't mean to sound crazy. Can you be mine? Can you be mine? Can you be mine? Can you be mine, baby? Can you be mine, baby? When you're with me, you ain't gotta search no more, baby. Like fantasy, I'll be all that you need, boy. If you only knew how much, boy, I want your body. If you want me to, come on, boy, touch my body. So hot when you're close to me, got me thinking all night, put you in the sheets. I'll show you how it's supposed to be. So baby, come and rock with me, oh baby. Show me the light and I'll show you passion, babe. Put up a fight and I'll give you passion, babe. Baby, I'm telling you, I'm not asking, baby. The best things in life are free. Don't mean to sound crazy. Can you be mine? Can you be mine? Can you be mine? Can you be mine, baby? Can you be mine, baby? Baby, I can't wait. Boy, no, I can please ya. Don't hesitate. I can touch, I can tease, boy. Just me and you. We can keep this a secret. What she can do, boy, you know I do it better. Don't stop if you're feeling me. Boy, I like it with your hands all over me. I'm loving this chemistry. It's clear you belong with me. Oh, baby. Show me the light and I'll show you passion, babe. Put up a fight and I'll give you passion, babe. Baby, I'm telling you, I'm not asking, baby. The best things in life are free. Don't mean to sound crazy. Can you be mine? Can you be mine? Can you be mine? Can you be mine, baby? Can you be mine, baby?
You've been listening to Just Hit Play. To contact your hosts, Peter and Nick, or to be featured on an episode as musical talent, email justhitplay7300@gmail.com. Keep up to date with news and announcements by following on Instagram and Facebook, linked in the show notes. Subscribe on your favourite podcatcher to tune in next week for more sonic delights. And if you can't wait till then, check out the Just Hit playlist on Spotify, linked in the show notes. A special thanks to Braden Munch for the theme song, and thank you for listening.